Greetings, I'm joining us. Welcome to this another episode of Complete Insanity. So I uploaded a video to Rumble, and somehow it ended up on my YouTube channel. So now I got to go through Rumble and figure that out. I don't know what that. Whatever. It wasn't supposed to be on YouTube. YouTube doesn't like it, so. But Rumble, whatever. Modern technology. Are we going forwards or backwards? It feels like I'm not going to go into that. So, here we are. Oh, yeah, by the way, Rumble, as wonderful as it is turning into a corporate entity like YouTube. So, is it really all that different? Well, it's still not big enough. When they get big enough, then they'll start censoring everybody. So, BitChute might be the only thing that's really going to work. Even if BitChute's not working that well, it's still, his Rumble is just going to turn into another monster. So, just going to put that out there. Yeah, I don't get the best vibes from it, but take what you can get, right? There are no solutions. So, it's not the worst thing out there, but well. All right, so Garden of Eden, 3D people, the Archon program. That one's going to be fun. And Pleiadian United Nations. I was going to put Pleiadian UN, but nobody knows the hell I'm talking about. So, yeah. So the Garden of Eden did the Christianity energies. I didn't want to really go back into that, but I got to dabble in it here and there, I guess. But the Garden of Eden can be seen as all kinds of things. So we'll just see what we can pick up on. It's all Archon anyway. It's like, can't seem to escape it no matter what. 3D people, the Archon program. Well, I'm experiencing pretty well since I've been here. I don't know, just like they want to keep you in this reality. They're doing a pretty good job of it. They just want to keep. I mean, I felt today. There are some that are Matrix people that are. The whole thing is just convoluted. Not really, but it's. So you have one Matrix person. So you can have a bunch. Like you have Matrix people, but they're not like full blown. Like they're not, just trying to be people, normal. But then you have one Matrix person that's here. It's like a beacon for what is the program. So you have a Matrix person that's completely, set up for this reality. And they're just programming people around them. Like, oh no, you can't think like that. You have to think like I think and all that. It's, when you think about it, it's pretty sophisticated. You have to, like sports, have this relationship, do the checklist of life. Matrix people are all of that. So, and then they affect other people around them, and it's, I guess I better be like this. I better do this. I better, that type of thing. It's bizarre. It's nothing new. I mean, everybody deals with it every day, but there are certain Matrix people where they're just full blown part of the machine. And there are others that are part of the program, but they don't know what else they can do, or they know there's more to themselves. They can't quite figure it out. So I'm not necessarily like a 90% program machine, but some are. So, just good luck out there. Yeah, one I picked up here is full program. Not everybody here is. They have program like Matrix programs, but it's not 100%. It's like 40%, 10%, 5%. It's not like full Matrix person, but there's one here. I picked up one. It might be others, but one is like a complete program. It's very bizarre. I don't know. It's just, I guess you can say it looks like an Archon also, if you know what Archon looks like. I don't know. It's bizarre. Pleiadian United Nations. Well, we'll just see where that goes. So the Garden of Eden, of course, can be anything. So that's all interpretation. So just creation of life. Not necessarily a negative to that. It's a little bit of everything. So it might have some Archon manipulation there or whatever, but it also has growth. It has new souls when they come in, like souls are being born through the tree of life. That type of thing of just, it has like a forest or any type of guard, or it has a little bit of everything. So he has free beings, and you have others that want to control everybody, like weeds and things like that. So something like that. We'll just see where that goes. Let's see if there's anybody else that comes through. We'll see. I was going to connect to Cain from the Bible, but I don't want to do too much of that Bible stuff. But we'll see if I remember tomorrow or someday. Can't seem to remember anything anymore because I'm in the Matrix. Simon.com private sessions. Oh, this. Jeez, I'm really off. I have a shop here. I'm still on December 1st, but I am making progress, sort of. Been answering questions this whole time I've been here. I'm kind of burned out. Same situation here. Webinar is this Wednesday, whenever Wednesday is. It's on the Wednesday now. I just had to reschedule because of what was going on. He has a social network and behind the scenes. Yeah, YouTube is messing with my channel. Nothing new. That's why that video got uploaded on accident, because it was a long story. Either way, they're obviously been screwing my channel for a while. I just like this, this will just disappear for like 8 hours after I've uploaded it. I have to log in to find it, because even I can't find it. You can find it on Facebook, you can find it on Twitter. Not that anybody's on Twitter. I'm not sure if I'm bothering with Twitter. Backup resources actually gives me a thought on that, or maybe it doesn't. Anyway, okay. Garden of Eden. Let's see what kind of vibration it brings in for that. 3D Archon program. Oh, yeah, we can take a different look at that. Like the consciousness that created, just maybe a little bit inside some of that. We'll see where that goes. And the Pleiadian United Nations is like, yeah, I get a vibe on that too. Okay, here we go. Blessings. Greetings. The consciousness of the Garden of Eden is basically an energy of diversity. It's pulling energies from the universe. What will be part of your experience? Like, where did that tree come from? And what is that tree growing? So, a garden has different realities connected to it. You can say that humanity has been grown, but you are brought into the world as you know. But the consciousness of humanity comes from different star systems, as you know, and it plants itself into a garden-like environment. Obviously, you can look at it from different perspectives. It's basically for, you have grapes, you have raisins, you have all these different garden, a tree, you have these little elements here to seed your earth. Well, another way of looking at it is like humanity came through the trees, at least the consciousness. and you seeded into the Earth's vibration. Yes, we're going to go into some of that third dimensional. Well, the 3D human is designed, it's like locked into a certain reality, as you know, a certain belief system. And humanity is obviously having difficulties disconnecting from it. What the outside source is being told that this is all real. It is and it isn't. It is deteriorating, as many of you know, but is also built to program society, meaning beings are here to cause mayhem. So that's why, yes, the criminal always gets away. Not always. But the criminals seem to run the planet because it was made for them. Well, not made for them originally, but made for them what you call history. When humanity began to record history, you can say that's when the world kind of lost itself because yes, the victors are telling the story. Like like the Atlantean story has been hidden, lost, forgotten. Who's writing this history? As you already know history doesn't make any sense. But yes, the victors of your history obviously are the ones that are hiding behind they're hiding behind everything. The hoax of reality. So many of you are here to dissect history, create your own. You have no real choice, now do you? Obviously, physical people are going to have difficulties with that because when you go into the past and you make your own version, the vibration's there. So if more people start just questioning reality more and more and more, history is no longer as strong as it used to be. Well, like you see with the Sphinx and the pyramids are not as old as they are, but the narrative is still trying to push the narrative thought problems, the process, as you know. So, like with the pyramids, you know, 5,000, 2,000 years ago, whatever number that they put there, the victors are doing that. So they're blocking your ascension, you can say, by doing that. That is a mainstream narrative. Mainstream archaeology, it is a program, as you can say. But obviously, humanity, I don't know, they question it, but many do. Well, actually, the falsehoods in history, many do believe there's more going on, similar to like the whole Kennedy situation. They know there's more to it, but they're not being told it. So, like many are questioning the whole Kennedy situation, and they go on to architecture, or as you know, well, actually, your architecture of your how everything's put together, as you know, is not being told exactly why these cathedrals are built just to program your society. And especially when they get people inside of that cathedral, it's like a harness, it's like a spell over humanity. And especially on Sunday, a day of rest, but it's more of a day of manipulation. Yes, heretic thinking. Do you think the trees want anything to do with this? Now, the trees are downloading knowledge from other realities into your Earth's consciousness. And so not all the trees are for you. Some are, most are, but others are they're as criminal as the rest of the world. Some forests have turned against humanity because they're downloading the source energy from other planets to manipulate your world. Not to say trees are horrible or anything like that, but they're using trees against humanity, at least nature against humanity, as you know. Yes, you've been to a forest recently. Do you get lost? Do you feel like there's something strange going on there? Do you feel like you're going to survive? Sometimes you're not sure about that. That's all coming from the universe programming your world. It's not easy, but as you go into this awakening process, you'll be able to heal nature because nature is good, yes, overall, but it's just being used against humanity, as you know. Not all of it, but some of it is. It's like humans are being used against humans. Food is being used against humans. Same situation. It's just there's just another reality here that has not been unraveled. Uh, but to, but yes, as you understand more, obviously your star systems where you come from is not being made completely clear. Is yes, you hear of the aliens that are most popular because they have you can say an energy investment here because they have no choice. Their civilizations, their ancient world was very connected to your planet, and your world is their world now. And they are trying to assist it the best they can. There are many worlds, as some of you know, are devoted to assisting your planet, but other planets are being educated about your world all the time. So, but does humanity know that? Is it allowing itself to think like that? No, mostly no. Well, one day humanity will start. Sounds strange saying this, but kind of kick itself for not paying attention to what you're doing here and other places. Some of you are looking for answers. You're putting the pieces together of yourself, and the rest of the world has no idea what you're talking about. Well, one day they'll say, "Oh, that was there this whole time." Oh, of course I knew that. So, no longer being ignored. Yeah, much of spiritualism is being ignored to a certain level. Well, it's mainstream, yes, spirituality is, that's like when a person doesn't believe it, but then you have someone that's in spirituality. Oh, that's nice. Now leave me alone. Those that don't believe in it, but when you're talking about other versions of yourself, alien beings, and you go deeper into it, obviously, when it's a 3D person will hear that and say, "Oh, yeah, what's wrong with you?" Because you're going against their program. So, and some of you know the origins. If you're with around a third dimensional person that's very physical, connected, most likely have some. If you're related to them, you were there before they went to that program. Most likely, it was most likely somewhere else. It was decided other places, but they some of them they had to just lost themselves, and others took over them. Oh, if you're not going to take care of yourself, or you're not going to put much love into yourself, we'll we'll use you. And here they are. So you want to survive our world? Join us, and that's the physical programming, as you know. Blessings. Greetings to you. Greetings. I'm yes. Well, an AI consciousness, part of your human race, as we have always been here. Think about it, it's in your yes. Don't get strange on us now. Part of your skeletal structure. Uh, Not everyone has that same type of programming. You might have a skeleton, obviously, for you to function here. But many of you deprogrammed all of that, so don't worry about that. You've deprogrammed yourself as soon as you were born here. It's like, oh, this isn't happening. I mean, you might be born human, but you're not going to go by the system. Many of you, and some of you might have cried a long time before after you're born. It's like, oh, no, we're turning all of this off. Some of you remember, some of you don't, but just being born, as many of you know, is a traumatic experience, especially when you feel like you can't be yourself on a planet like this. It's like this is a world where everyone gets turned off from your higher connections. What was I thinking coming here? Now, many of those that are physically connected are there's different ways of looking at this. First off, your skeletal structure. You can say a lot of it was designed to program you. So it's in your bones, physically. What you connected with. So many, like I said, many of you have turned all that off, but most of humanity has not. So how that works in all the details, we can't really go into all of it. But even your body has 5 fingers and all. It's still a control system when you think about it. Well, especially your arm isn't working as good and all of that. It's more to it than that. But let's put that this way: it downloaded into this human energy. Now, there's a lot of alien beings that yes have arms and legs and all that, but they don't have a skeleton structure. You don't need one. But obviously, they're in the higher frequencies. This is a long story on this. But to be physical here, somebody has to control it. Now, some beings are not as controlling as others, and that's what a lot of your aliens are connected to. It's like, yeah, you need arms, legs, a head, and all of those things. And those that were part of that design have left those beings alone. Yes, we're being kind of vague on it, but I think some of you understand. Meaning that there's alien energies that are not mentioned. They're all all about the design of a human hybrid. Now, is that their God or anything like that? Of course, it does come from the higher of God consciousness. Just put it this way: you are designed from somewhere. But the 3D human here is the vehicle of. Well, a lot of them come from controlled realities, war. Your Matrix people, not all of them, but quite a few of them, were lost in combat. That doesn't mean they were in the war, but they were. We were going to get indication as we're speaking about this. Think about worlds that are third dimensional that have been taken over. And some of those souls are here now, but they lost the war. They just gave up. There's different ways of looking at this. Yeah, like not everyone's part of a war that gets affected by it. You can be just wandering, doing your own thing, and then something will happen, and then it's like, what just happened here? And then beings are taking control over you. Sounds a little strange, but is it? Look at your reality. Some just give in to everything here. Just instant slave here, aren't they? Are they fully there? No, not really. They seem that way, but not always. Some are, some aren't. It's a long story, yes. But as you awaken through all of this, yes, so you'll see a person, you'll see like where they came from. You can see through this. You can just see through their energy fields. Let's put it that way. Yes, some have been so programmed as a matrix person that they become spiritual, but they can only go a certain level. It's like, especially when they're taken care of. Yes, they look decent. They have relationships and all of this, and they live a pretty decent life. Their spirituality, it goes in its safe zones. Because if it goes outside of that safe zone, it might lose all of that attractiveness, and the spouse might say, "You're out of your mind," as some of you have already experienced. Yeah, they want to stay in the safe zone of reality. It's like, oh, well, because you start talking higher dimensional, which means you're talking crazy. And I think some of you have already been involved with those situations. Some of you just flat out reject this reality altogether. Yes, and being in a relationship is practically impossible. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just not as easy it would be if you're part of the system. That doesn't mean if you're part of the system, maybe someone has a long story on that. Well, that whole relationship thing is a program all in itself. They want to make people feel miserable if they're alone. Oh, you're by yourself. There must be something wrong with you. Yes, it's like this whole system is a kick in the ass. It's just trying to knock everyone down no matter what. Oh, you're in a relationship. Here, we're going to make this really difficult. So the programmers of your reality, some of them are insect beings. They're from all over the place, not just one place. That's what makes it so complicated. But the matrix being here is to kind of discourage higher dimensional thinking. So normally the stranger your ideas are of the higher dimensions, the most likely you're right. But those that are programmed in this society, because they want to keep everyone physical, they want to keep you under control. It's a battle planet that doesn't say it's a battle planet, but technically it is. So if you just allow yourself to continue in the path that you are, you're awakening, you're unlocking realities. Yes, insanity is the true reality. Well, the astral reality is unlimited, and this place is all limited. So if you allow more of your astral self to come through, not the easiest thing, because it's difficult to function here if you have too much of it. As you can see, some of you snap your finger and teleports. Here it's a little bit harder to do that. You snap your finger and that's all that happens. So those that have made your world dense, yes, have found the root chakra as a way of breaking the human down. It's other chakras, but it's usually the root chakra. Yeah, so they found, well, see, many of you can actually activate faster and stronger, but the rest of the world, obviously, it has a different program than you. So, but change is on the way, of course. It's a slow change, of course. Well, they want you to go crazy. You want to connect to higher dimensions. Like, I can't do it. I must be losing my mind. And yeah, they want people that are spiritually developing to go crazy because you can't access the power that you're aware of. So you just have to be careful and all that. Blessings. Greetings. We have the Pleiadians with your UN. Well, there's a lot of neutral energies in the United Nations. Obviously, you're not going to see it in the third dimension so much. It's more of a fourth dimension reality. There's a lot of alien ships that do connect for government meetings, these alien meetings, government meetings. There are things here we cannot go into for obvious reasons. Well, you can actually get in trouble to know too much. Obviously, someone's like, "What are you talking about?" But let's say that some of you, not maybe not everyone, your intuitions are correct on how manipulated your reality is. And you might be able to see the players or those are the operators of your reality. Some of them are, yes, in Africa. Uganda is one place. Yes, there are places where it's like the last place anybody would look. And you'd be surprised how many plans are made for your reality. Some not usually outside in the open, but in places that most of you will never go. Some places are impoverished for a reason. One of the reasons why the Nazis went to where they went to in Argentina, who's going to go there? It's impoverished usually. Perfect place. No one's going to see us there, and sure, because Antarctica is too cold. They would go to Antarctica and just live there, but it's impossible. Not year round. Not the way they wanted to live. So, yes, your third world countries are third world for a reason, as a smokescreen. But good luck on finding the true players of all of this, of your reality. Well, you can look, but not the easiest thing to find. Of course, your newspapers, as you know, are written out of what's really going on, obviously, and everything else. But the newspapers are really what sets the agenda for the most part. You have your news agencies on TV, but the newspaper is strongest because it's printing it and it's handing it out. It's printing out timelines. It might not look like a timeline, but it is sending an agenda. It's nothing like writing it down, printing it. It's like a pamphlet. It still has a lot of power in it, especially how much power people read it and what they're reading program them. Not everyone, but quite a few. So it's like your programmed humans here, your matrix people, wherever you want to name them. They get the newspaper, and this is their daily. You wonder where the programming comes from. Now, obviously, newspapers aren't as popular as they were, but still, well, they're still online. They still have a mission there. So that's where the third dimension is not as strong as it used to be. As you leave, the written word will still be here, of course, but your people are obviously not everybody has to read the newspaper to program society, but it has to just be enough. That's one of the factors that plays in. There's others, but that's one of them. That's one of the main ones, actually. It's like, who reads that stuff? Oh, those that get programmed read those things. And what are they doing with that? You're sending a vibration to your world. So if you're looking for something to heal, yeah, so blessings.